Hey mini enthusiasts, welcome back. How you doing? I hope you're having a great day. Firstly, I do apologise, there's not been many uploads lately, and that's because I've been really busy. I've worked away all week and I haven't actually worked on Sprout for over a week now, which is a bit disappointing, but you got to work first to earn the money to buy the parts to build the car. So this week's video is all about the wiring loom. Really glad I overhauled the wiring loom. At one stage I was just thinking I'll throw it away, I'll buy a complete new loom and I'll put it in. I went to Bingley Hall over the weekend. Lakeland Minis had an engine wiring loom, 380 quid. So it was well worth spending a few hours just cleaning it up and doing what I'm going to get done today. Aside from that, so the Bingley Hall haul, what else did I get? Just run through it quickly, I don't want to bore you. Pair of clear side front indicators, clear side repeaters. I know the original ones are amber, but I think just clear, they look cleaner. Various stickers and warning signs, the brake fluid, coolant, the asbestos sticker, headlamp aim, sticker for the rocker cover. Just some screws for the air filter. I've got the clutch housing, new clutch housing breather. I was quite surprised by that. Mini spares, 20 quid. Almost not worth cleaning up the old one at that price. Some split pins, pair of bulbs because the indicators don't come with bulbs. Go figure. Set of new ignition leads. They're the proper MPI ones just because the old ones were really corroded. Remember, I tried cleaning up with vinegar. Someone did comment actually, white vinegar might have worked better, or Coca-Cola. Always makes me laugh, that Coca-Cola. One day I'm gonna have to do a proper test with Coca-Cola. Some rocker cover seals, rubber seals at the top. Bottom radiator hose, which looks like a bunch of spaghetti on an MPI. I'm actually pretty annoyed by that because the old hose was absolutely fine, and when I was moving the car around with the header tank off, I let the coolant expansion bottle drop down and it rubbed through one of these hoses at the bottom. I probably could have repaired it, but yeah, anyway, I replaced it. It wasn't that bad actually. Again, Lakeland Minis for a genuine one was about 80 quid I think. That I'm sure that was 41 quid at Mini Spares, so it's not bad, but it's 41 quid I didn't need to spend at the beginning. And finally, didn't get it from Bingley Hall, but I've got 20 sheets of silent coat now to do the inside, which should be enough to do the floor, inner wings, and maybe a bit inside the doors as well. Actually done a group buy with Mark on that, so Mark needs silent coat for the ERA build. I need it for Project Sprout. So we ordered a pack of 80, split it between the two of us, split the cost. But I must also say thank you to Matt Green 16 Valve, because he sent us a discount code and we managed to get a bit more money off that as well. So that's it for this week. Let's get into cleaning up and repairing this wiring loom. Right, I said this was going to be a horrible job, and it probably is, but I'm going to approach it in a slightly different way. When I've done this in the past, I have literally put the wiring loom in the bath, got gunk, sprayed it on and cleaned it up. But yeah, I don't think the wife will be too impressed with that, not with a new bathroom anyway. So I'm going to do it slightly differently. I'm going to try it like this. I'll let you know how I'm sure it'll work, but how easy it is to do. Thought I'd just share a bit of best practice first. So I use gunk engine degreaser, which you can get from Halfords. It's pretty good stuff. Relatively cheap as well. So these are old 5 litre brake cleaner containers, and as you can see, I just cut a hole in the top. I put gunk in there and then use it just with a stiff brush to clean up various parts. But the great thing about gunk is this is an old container. This is one I've been using to clean up parts for Sprout. As you can see, it's horrible and gunky inside. That crud at the bottom is thick. It's thick with crud. And then you sort of leave that overnight, and the sort of crud and the dirt settles to the bottom of the gunk, and it leaves clear gunk on top, which is what we got here. So as you can see, that's relatively clear and it's nice and red. So all I do then is, once that's stood overnight, take the cap off the end, pour the good stuff into a new container, and then either clean this one out or throw it away. And you can do that about, I don't know, multiple times. So you just keep recycling the stuff. It does run out eventually, because each time you're sort of throwing away a bit of the fluid, but it does last quite a long time like that. So what we're going to do, I'll put each bit in sections, clean all the plugs and everything up just with a brush. And what I mentioned in the last episode was the rubber seals that are inside. I think they're like silicone rubber. If you get them on gunk, they will swell up and expand. So I just clean them briefly in brake cleaner, again with a little bit of a brush, give them a bit of a clean, and then just pour them out on the side and let them dry out. They even swell up a bit in brake cleaner, but the good thing about brake cleaner is it evaporates and dries really quickly, whereas the gunk doesn't. So that will dry off, and then I can put the seals back in again. So I won't time lapse this just because it's boring and dirty, but let me get it cleaned up, and I'll come back to you in a moment. Right, that seemed to be quite an efficient way of cleaning up that loom, getting all the gunge and grime off anyway. As you can see over here, I've got all the silicone seals, rubber seals that go inside the actual connectors. Some of them don't have rubber seals on, they've got like a foam seal, which I've left in place because they don't sort of expand like those ones do. I do need to sort out all the insulation now. So that one thing cleaning them with a gunk does is it just dissolves this adhesive on the insulation, so that makes it quite easy to get off. But I need to recover it. I've mentioned in previous videos, I'm not just going to use PVC tape. Someone pointed it out actually, and after a bit of thought, I thought, you know what, you're right. I'm using this stuff, it's called Tessa tape, and it's like breathable. It's really, really sticky. And the great bit about this, because it's breathable, if the wiring harness gets wet, it doesn't trap the moisture inside. So I'm going to strip back all of this old peeling PVC tape, and we're going to put Tessa tape on it. I mean, this bit's here, it's just completely missing. And just to mention as well, so I've got two pressure sprayers now. So one is filled with gunk, one is filled with brake cleaner, and they actually work hand in hand actually. This is quite useful. Gunk, spraying it on, giving it a brush with a paintbrush, and then just spraying it over with brake cleaner. That dries out the gunk, and then you can clean it all up. So let me get this re-insulated, get the seals back in. I'll be back in a minute. Right, so there we go, it's all done now. I didn't go too mad on it, but like I say, I just took off everything that was loose and then just recovered it in Tessa tape wherever it was loose. And I've done most of it. There's some little bits like these bits where they're two wires, they're fine, and the PVC is absolutely fine on there. So yeah, just got to get that loom fitted in now. Well, there's the loom in. It's almost a bit of a shame because it just makes it look so cluttered under there now. But hey ho, it's an MPI Mini, it's meant to be like that. I still got the ECU to go in, still got the radiator to go in, bottom hose, airbox, and the multifunction relay. And then it should be time to power it up.